Hello, and today we're talking about CBD, another one of my top supplements. CBD is such an incredible thing, and well, it's really the whole cannabis plant that's such an incredible thing. CBD is one of the cannabinoids, one of the 120 cannabinoids within CBD, and I have an amazing person with me, Tanine. What award did you win, Tanine?
I recently won Advocate of the Year for cannabis, so that was quite nice to be recognised for some of the work that I've done.
So that's amazing. So we're going to have a quick chat with you about the benefits of CBD. So what do you think is probably like the top thing that you think it does?
I think it from my perspective, it works differently for everybody because everybody's deficient in different manners, but it kind of creates like a homeostasis, which is beneficial for everybody because everybody needs that. And so for people that are suffering maybe with anxiety or suffering with sleep issues, it's really good to create that homeostasis to enable your body to do them things naturally and to calm yourself down. So CBD itself has many benefits, and like you say, there is 100 and odd cannabinoids in the plant, and they all do have different benefits.
So I kind of view it a bit like the foundation of the house, the endocannabinoid system within our body. So we have this system, the endocannabinoid system, which is kind of like this foundation. And when we're born, breast milk is the richest source of endocannabinoids to kind of strengthen this foundation. And from that, all the other kind of body systems go on top of it. That's kind of how I view it.
Yeah.
So it's like the nervous system and all these other parts. So when you start working with cannabis, whether it be through CBD or other forms, you're really strengthening those foundations. So you're kind of allowing then the other systems to go, it's okay, we're being held, we're being supported by this overarching system. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, and like I think many people see cannabis as quite a scary thing. Well, I don't need it, so why should I take it? Well, if we had vitamin D deficiency, we would take vitamin D. If we had vitamin C deficiency, we would take vitamin C. If we have an endocannabinoid system that we don't feed with anything, we will likely to become deficient. So we're not suggesting in any manner that we put something into our bodies that our bodies don't already have. So the difference between endocannabinoid and the phytocannabinoid is just the place that it comes from. So obviously the phyto being the plant and the endo being the fact that it comes from our bodies. So we can replace our endocannabinoid system with phytocannabinoids, which come from the cannabis plant, which is fantastic news for anybody that needs to, like you say, underpin that immune system and underpin that system so that they can get the full benefit from their bodies, really.
Yeah. And so the cannabis obviously is the plant itself, and within the cannabis, as we were talking, we've got all these different parts, and it's only the THC, which is the psychoactive part, that's going to make you feel what is classically known as stoned. So I know a lot of people come to me and go, I'd really like to try CBD, but I'm really worried, I'm really concerned that I'm going to be stoned or that I'm doing something illegal. I don't want to break the law, I don't want to feel out of control. And I know this is a massive concern for people, but obviously that is only one element. And if you're working with CBD and the other cannabinoids within the cannabis plant, then that's not going to happen, is it?
No, I mean, I think it's really important that there are, to mention that there are a lot of studies out there that are done by doctors and scientists that look at the compound THC, and they look at CBD and all the other compounds in between. But what has become very common knowledge is that when you counteract THC with CBD, you end up with a non-psychoactive compound, because what we're talking about is what's legal in the UK is something, for instance, like it has to have less than 2% THC, and so you get a high CBD oil and like a whole plant oil, and yes, it might have THC in it, but it's such a small amount that actually all you're going to get from that is the good of THC. So you can get quite a good pain relief from THC, and it does varying other different things. So it's a very important compound, in my opinion, and that's why I only use whole plant extracts. However, I can see people's confusion, but we're looking at products here that have such small amounts of THC in, and the CBD CBD that is in there counteracts that effect. That's a scientific, scientifically proven thing, that as long as you are supplementing THC with CBD at higher levels, you're very, very safe. And I think it's really important to mention as well that cannabis is very, very safe. There's no toxicity to cannabis, so you can consume as much CBD as you want, and you won't have negative effects from it. Any side effects that you do get from cannabis tend to be reversible. So if you stop taking them, so say you've got headaches or anything like that, you stop taking it and they would go. There's no side effects from cannabis that will continue in your body if you discontinue taking it. So it's a very safe thing to try. It's a very safe thing to try to see if it can alleviate any of your issues. If it works, great. If it doesn't work or you have any side effects, you can discontinue and you'll carry on as you were normally. So I mean, amazing. I haven't had anybody have any side effects or issues using any of the oils that I produce, and it's very, very, very limited side effects. So.
And Tanine produces a really lovely oil which is for sale on my website, the Sweet Pink CBD oil, and it's beautiful. I've given it to my children. I've had it. I have it on a regular basis. My middle child went through a lot of anxiety, and so I was using it for him, and it was so helpful. I've also made some other products with Tanine's help. Tanine has advised me on the CBD and the cannabis side of things. So we've got my CBD chocolate, my CBD turmeric, and my new drink, which is the Awaken CBD medicinal mushroom chocolate drink. So this is really exciting, and this is a tin for you.
I must say I love this packaging. It's really, really cool. It's really, really nice packaging.
Thank you.
The products that we've used previously, like the CBD hot chocolate, they work so well because of the type of cannabis as well that you're using, but also what you're mixing it with. So you're mixing this combination of things that work so well together, like this synergetic effect that they give. Actually, for me, I've recommended it a lot, especially the CBD hot chocolate, because you use the whole plant CBD, so you get all the cannabinoid benefits, and then you've got medicinal mushrooms in there and other things that, so you really are getting a really good kickstart to your immune system, your endocannabinoid system and everything. So I've recommended that a lot. A lot of the people that I've recommended it to have sleep issues, so it's a great thing to have before sleep. It's very calming. So anxiety, great for anxiety, and also it's in a lovely drink.
Exactly. So, that's the thing, isn't it? When things taste nice, you want it more. So just quickly, when you're thinking about, and this is where you'll be really useful, if someone is listening and they've got some issues, so they're either struggling with pain or they're struggling to sleep or they've got anxiety and depression, and they're like, well, what do I do? Okay, so I've got this bottle of CBD oil. Now, how do I take it? How much do I take? Am I going to take too much? What do I do dose-wise?
Okay, so like I said previously, CBD is really, really safe. You can't really get it wrong. The worst you'll get is a headache. So if you take too much, like if your body's not used to it and you took like a whole lot of it, you might get a headache. Okay. But a headache would pass. So it's kind of like start off really slow because you don't know how much you're going to need. So we say 1 to 2 drops twice a day.
Okay.
Do that for 2 to 4 weeks and see how you feel. If you feel like, hey, great, this is enough for me. I don't need any more. I'm feeling the anxiety's gone. I'm feeling like I'm sleeping better. Then you stick to that. If you feel like it's gone a little bit, but maybe I need a bit more, 2 to 4 drops. 2 to 4 weeks. Leave it that period of time because it takes a while for it to get into our system. So leave it a period of time to see how you feel, but you're very, very safe to use. I mean, I think the toxicity dosage for pharmaceutically is 10 milligrams per kilogram of body weight, so that's 10 milligrams of CBD per kilogram of body weight. It's a lot. So it's not that easy to, and even if you took over that, again, still very, very, very safe.
And would you put it under your tongue when you're taking it?
So under the tongue, hold it for about 90 seconds if you can. It's whole plant, it tastes like plants. So if you want to swill it down with apple juice or something like that, that tends to get rid of the taste. I mean, as you know, Indy takes a ml a day, and that's quite a lot compared to 1 or 2 drops, and she doesn't make any fuss of that. So
you get used to it as well, don't you? I think
you get used to the taste, but obviously, alternatively, if you can't bear the taste of CBD, there are drinks.
Have it like this; it tastes lovely. You'll never notice.
So I think the drinks are a really, really great start. And if you use the drinks and then you're feeling like maybe I need a little top up, then try the CBD oil on top of that. Depends the severity as well of something you're trying to treat. Like if you just want well-being and you're just thinking, I need to feel just that little bit more peaked, a little bit more better, the CBD drinks are probably the best thing to try, or very low doses of oil. And then also if you're suffering with other types of problems and you don't want to ingest anything, you can take it like a topical product. So
like you've got the balms and the massage oil is lovely as well. So that's really
people
nice.
that are a little bit worried about ingesting. Start with a balm, use it on topical areas, and see how you go from there.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Janine,
No
and I hope
problem.
this has been informative for you. If you've got any questions, do message me in about them, and the products we've talked about are all on my website. So take care and have a good day.